We got ourselves team 1 together with Kreisbat joining the team with Krager. We got ourselves Dis in here with Krager as an arms warrior, looking a little grim. Masterford as a boomkin. We got ourselves Sono as a rich paladin versus team 2. We got ourselves Asuma on that team with Frost Boss. Sticking those Frost DK guns. I like that helm. Oh my god, the proportions on a gnome look so interesting. Wait, your backpack, basically as big as you. We got Jesus in here as Unholy with Kib as a Shadow Priest and Bib. It looks like Asuma is going to be first up. Team 1 still deciding who's going to be first up, who's going to be last up. Going in with a cheap shot and Kyrian Burst popping up. Masterfoot laying down like a snake in the ground with a quick trinket on Aurora. Asuma not burning a trinket at all. That is going to be rude by Masterfoot. At least able to get himself some healing. Hopefully he gets some kind of a dot on the Rogue. Hopefully there's some sort of a dot because the Rogue is getting himself a full reset. Masterfoot picking up the Starburst. So if the Rogue opens up on him, he's definitely going to get... definitely going to get tagged and popped up in the air unless he waits it out. Kidney shot. If it walks into that star, it's floating nearby. For Asuma, it could be really bad. The star is floating in. He's trying to cut avoid it. Full burst into Masterfoot. Didn't even get the boy a chance to play. Oh my goodness. That was a ton of damn. This is going to be up next, stun onto Asuma, and wants to make sure he has the good opener versus Sub-Rogue, because normally Sub-Rogues are the ones that get the big opener. Forcing a trinket out of the Rogue. If only Dis can live this burst out of Asuma. So much burst. Oh my god. What is this Kyrian Sub-Rogue madness? Jesus Christ. Boys, what is going on here? Oh my goodness. Asuma going for that Shadow Step versus Sono. Trying to get away from him before he gets caught out in a consecration or a wake of ashes. Asuma just locking these boys out in cheap shots. Not even long stuns. And he's getting them 7 call point eviscerates, boys. Oh my goodness. Gonna be a judgment by Sono. Hodge onto Asuma, trinketed out of it just to make sure he has the opener. Trying to again burst the Rogue before he can be bursted. Asuma with that quick vanish had enough health just to survive it. That is absolutely nutty. And double sippy cup available for Asuma, being Kyrian as well as being a Rogue. Is it playing the Clea Soulbind, by the way, where you can have, or maybe is that Mechanicos with that extra long sippy cup? I doubt it. I actually wonder, what do you play? Do you play the Pelagos for the Mastery? I would imagine that'd be one that bad. Maybe you play the burst from the Mechanicos for cooldown reduction. I think Mechanicos cooldown reduction could be really, really good. With a Shadow Step around the Paladin, but the Paladin's got a horse. Blessing of Protection still keeping him alive. Asuma does not have a trinket, but he does have a blind. Sona could bubble the Surbop and just continue the rampage on the Rogue, but he knows he needs that immunity for later. He needs it. It's gonna be pretty rough without it. Sap and a cheap shot opener by Asuma. Does he have the big Kyrian burst? Those eviscerates. Watch out for the blue in his blades, because that could be really, really deadly. Looks like he got a few of those. I don't think any of them crit though. But Asuma did burn a Shadow Blade, stun by the Paladin. But does he have the burst? Got the hammer proc, but does he have the finisher? Asuma with Cloak and Evasion. Is that going to be enough though? And looks like the Blade of Righteousness popping out from the ground, smiting the Rogue down. Asuma with a big Kyrian burst, dude. I cannot wait for 9.1. I want to try Kyrian myself. I think this is going to be busted. I think it's going to be insane. That thing looks nuts, dude. Actually nuts. A Bib opening up, forcing that bubble out of Sono, but looks like he's not going for the reset. Blind onto the Paladin. So he doesn't have to waste a vanish. Playing out the Necrolord, so he's going to have himself plenty of calm points to generate, plenty of easy calm point spending with all that easy calm point generation. Especially if he doesn't have the Shadow Dance for the Shadow Strikes. Gonna open up with the Shadow Strike into a Spike. Is he trying to play for a big... Is he playing Deeper Strat build? I don't think so, is he? He's marked for death. He has to be. Let's see his bigger deep strat. Does he open up with a Shadow Strike into a Spike? Maybe he's trying to get a kidney shot for a full. That's actually huge if that's what he's going for. Gonna go for a reset. Sono at least get himself a bit of a reset as well. No more immunities available for Sono anymore. So keeping this Rogue in combat is going to be helpful. And Bib still hold on to advantage if he needs to. And he still has a human racial as far as like a no. Sono needs to go for the big burst into a Bib. Needs to force out Trinket out of the Rogue. Stun. Wings is available. Does the Rogue Trinket out of it? Looks like a human racial comes out into immediate disarm onto the Paladin. Shield of Vengeance might need to come out. Does not use Shield of Vengeance at Bib. Trying to see if he can one-shot him right here. Does he have the burst? I think he does have Sono down. Shield of Vengeance was not used as a one global that he did before in between the suns. If only used the Shield of Vengeance, I think he might have been able to at least have someone working here. Wings, Shield of Vengeance. If anything, he might have died to the Rogue, but he could potentially have bursted him and took him down with him. That is a rough one with Kreisbat picking up the eye, trying to get ahead of the rogue, sending the succubus in as soon as he can. John Jersey in chat. Love you 5v5 1v1. This is the first time I joined live duels. That would look exactly what a good buddy of mine. Really, I am a twin, so I've been told that before. I do look like somebody they know. Yeah, so I'm a twin. You know, I've always been told, like in college, it'll be like me and my twin went to some college. I'll be in class, somebody be like, I think I seen you in class. You know, the last class that I've been in, like calculus, whatever. And I'll be like, nah, I actually never met you, but you did see my twin. I've been told it before. How you doing, my guy? Oh my goodness. Justice, how you doing, my dude? Bib got himself the opener onto Kreisbat, but the succubus got him down. And actually, look at that line of sight of the succubus, dude. Literally a pixel of just line of sight. The succubus, that's all they needed. Just picture perfect. The succubus is a pro MVP PvP player. Kreisbat gonna unshackle his dots, rapid contagion so they're proccing more often. Bib is taking quite a bit of extra damage, stun around the corner. Kreisbat with a malefic rapture trying to get some burst in. Cloak of Shadows used by Bib. And Kreisbat looking to escape the rogue in the spider form. Kinder shot onto the warlock. Does he burn a trinket here? There's gonna be a succubus seduction onto Bib, stopping some of the rogue's burst, getting a UA up and running. If he can just contagion, if he just rapid contagion his dots again, he'll be in a good spot. Try and drain life off of Kevin Slime. The rogue does have quite a bit of dot damage on him. Trying to heal as much of it as he can from it, I guess with a sippy cup. But he is melting quite a bit. He is getting, what is healing him right now actually? Like his health is going like back and forth. I guess he has maybe a conduit where Slice and Ice gives him a heal every few seconds. Kidney shot onto Kreisbat as a rogue is actually pretty healthy, kind of survivable. Big port for Kreisbat behind the tombstone, trying to get some dots onto the rogue, but the vanish comes out. Does the rogue still have dots? It looks like he is still dotted. He's not going to have an easier time escaping as he is fully dotted up. Eyes picked up by Kreisbat. Bib looking for the full-blown reset. 7, almost 8 minutes into this duel. Dampening is going to start setting in. The dots are still rolling up. Kreisbat needs to make a play right here. Mortal Coil into almost a fear, but Bib did not set Mortal Coil long at all. That is going to be full. Succubus CC allows Kreisbat at least to get the dots up. Trinket for the Warlock into a cheap shot by the Rogue. Shadow Fury coming down. Does he get interrupted on it? Does not. Fleshcraft, no way to interrupt it. Bib is going to get himself a full heal. As the Shackles of Addiction onto Kreisbat. Trying to see if he can break the Shackles. The Rogue tried to stay near him. Looks like the health is necrotic quite a bit. Kreisbat does have a wall. If he wants to use it, gonna be the Dark Lair to prolong the dots. If he could just go for a rapid contagion to all these dots, he'll be in a great spot. Fear onto a Bib with a big drain. Kreisbat catching up on quite a lot of health. No interrupt by the Rogue. First opportunity for him to get all the dots onto the Rogue. If he could go for a big haste, rapid contagion is used. Rogue has no Cloak of Shadows. This could be the end for Rogue right now. It does get an interrupt on the Shadow, but the Bib is just loaded up with dots already. Just moments from just dying, and that's gonna be him gonna take it down. How did that Rogue heal for as long as he did? How did he do it? I actually want to know, how did that guy heal for as long as he did? How? That guy was just a healing god. Jesus gotta be up next. As on a holy DK, got himself the big slappy hand. Kreisbat poured it out of it. Used to stay away from the Death Knight as best as he can. And Jesus got himself full AMS, prevention of all the dots. Got himself slappy hand for the big damage. All the pets in the world. But Kreisbat doing a really good job going for the line of sight. This line of sight is so perfect. It's actually disgusting. It is disgusting amount of healing, isn't it, for the Rogue? I mean, really, I actually want to know how he did it. But Kreisbat getting it with a stun by Jesus with a silence. Jesus takes the wheel, takes the sword, and just brings in the undead. Oh my god. Full dots are up by Kreisbat. Does he have a chance here, though? It's going to be pretty rough for Jesus. Going to be IBF as a Mortal Coil runs in the other direction. That is a rapid contagion. The dots are melting Jesus down. Is going to get a lockout on Shadow versus Kreisbat. Full haste buffs are up. Jesus is going to go for a Lich Board. Death Coils are going to heal him a little. AMS is going to prevent some of that dot damage. It also looks like it's healing Jesus a little bit within the AMS. Someone is healing him. Kreisbat necrotic out quite a bit. Still has wall if he needs to. Jesus drain life. No, does he interrupt him? Didn't interrupt. Could have went for interrupt. Fear full into Jesus. Full dots getting loaded up by Kreisbat. As Kreisbat is the only one holding the fort before Krager has to go in. He's literally the last one, huh? Surprising. Big drain. Is that going to be enough? Big rip by the Death Knight. I think the dots have set in one death strike. Does he get a second one? Goes down. Only 2 left over in team 2. Kreisbat, if he can whittle out those numbers or at least force cooldowns out of him, he'll be in a good spot. Fleshcraft double Frost Boss. It looks like he's up next. I think it's another Death Knight, boys. Maybe not. Well, dim on up. I think for Frostbow is so iconic, dude. In these duels, he always rode that the donkey mount. And he always been like a gnome frost DK too. And he used to play with adaptation. But I guess he decided, you know what? Not the meta right now. In BFA, it was pretty good. It was pretty good. Looks like he's actually popping off cooldowns and is going to chop down the succubus. Cryzbad making sure to get himself a second succubus ready to go. It's going to be Chain of Ice on both the DK as well as the succubus. Frostboss does have that perma slow onto Cryzbad, or at least almost a perma slow. Big port for Cryzbad with a soul shape, just trying to escape Frostboss. And I wonder if Frostboss took any abilities away from Cryzbad because he is using Dark Sim. So I wonder what abilities he might be able to steal. Fear, potentially Mortal Coil, maybe a wall. Could he potentially steal the Covenant ability? Because you can steal Covenant abilities. Mortal Coil getting sent on Frostboss. Does Dark Sim cost any resources, by the way? It's going to be Dark Sim up. I think Soul Rod is the ability that Frostboss might be able to cast here. Does he use it? I think he might have. I think he did. Wait, Cryzbad is dotted up. Sounds on Cryzbad. Frostboss at least has an extra dot with a Soul Rod onto Cryzbad. That's going to be an anti-magic zone. Is that going to be enough? The Cryzbad looking for Malefic Archer Burst. Frostboss trying to go for as much offense as he can. Lichborn is up, maybe heal. Cryzbad recovered a ton of health though. Frostboss trying to get himself as much healing as he can as soon as he gets any runic power with Death Coils into that Lichborn. But I think the drains are going to take him out. This Frost DK did the very best he could, man. That's a tough one. That is tough. That is a lot of damage. After Frostboss was out of cooldowns, defensively, there's only so much he can really do. Unless maybe he gets lucky. I didn't even notice if he was running Spell Warden or not. It looks like Kib is going to give Cryzbad maybe somewhat of an honor duel. Cryzbad is going to sacrifice the pet Fear onto the Warlock though. Skip got himself full PI. Mortal Coil getting sent out, but a stun on Cryzbad with horror effects. There's nothing you can do. And Kib got full cooldowns. Krager is going to be charging into a Shadow Priest that has full CDs ready to go. Kib could be in a bad spot if he's not careful. Massive hit by Krager and one execute. Oh my god! Oh my goodness! Jesus! God, Cryzbad did really well. Big drains for that man. Everybody else played really well. I was really enjoying the Rogue. Asked him a big Kyrian burst out of it. But just watching your boy Kragar just pop the banner, pop Avatar, just steamroll him. Just like 3-shot, literally.